Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a lovely day. Yesterday I showed you these little paper clips. Well, they're like a bit of a paper clip, but they're a bookmark. So they just slip on the page. So say that's the edge of your page. They just slip on and mark your book. So I thought I'd show you how to make them. I'm gifting these to anyone that places an order with me for December or who attends a workshop here or online. So please, if you would like one, but I'm also going to show you how to make them. So you've got that option as well, but I would love to see you. So this is a little bit of card. The thing I love about these little bookmarks is that they use up all your scraps. And boy, do I love to use up my scraps. So get into your stash and make some bookmarks for the people in your life. So you're just going to fold it in half. So it's 2 inches by 4 inches. I know, sorry, I'm not using metric. I'm using imperial just for the sake of it. Like I find 2 inches by 4 inches a lot easier than, 4.5, 6, 7 and whatever. So I just tend to, when I'm doing this sort of thing, I tend to fold the cardstock backwards and forwards just so it's got a nice easy bend. For the magnet part, I've just gone to the reject shop and bought some L plates. So that's what I've got here. So I've just cut them down, making sure that when you, the way they magnetize is black to black or dark brown to dark brown, but in some ways they don't magnetize. So you just have to have a play around. See, that's not magnetizing, but if you turn it this way, then it's nice and sticky. So just be aware of that. So what I do is I also like the rounded off. So I just pop them in the, whatever, I've just bunked that, whatever corner rounder you like. So I'm just going to use this old one that I've had for years. So just round off the two end corners so that just opens up a little bit easier. Then all I'm going to do is pop tape on both sides, the outer sides of my magnet. I mean, you could probably use glue, but I just find tape. I just find that easier. So it's completely up to you. So just pop the tape on, taking the backing off, and then I just place one side in the middle. And again, the magnet doesn't have to be exact. Just try and get the most out of your magnetic sheet, and then take your other backing off and then just fold it over. So now you've got your little clip or bookmark. Now all I've done is, again on white scrap. Now this punch is an old retired punch, but I love it because it was gifted me from a great friend, Yvonne, who passed away, and she left all her craft products to other crafty friends. So this is the one that I received. So Yvonne, we love you and we miss you, and this little bookmark's for you. So I'm just going to put this in here and punch. I always punch this way so I can actually see where I'm going, and especially if I've got scrap, I can make sure that I'm using up all the scrap, and I find it easier to punch that way. So let's punch two. I can use another one for another time, and see, very little waste. So then I've made a little mat, out of some more scrap cardstock, and I'm going to pop that onto that just to give that a little bit of a backing. So I've just picked out my stamp, and of course I don't have my ink, so I'm just going to grab it. There's always something that I miss. Here I am back again. So just inking up your stamp and placing it on our little die, our little punched out piece. There's my little flower, and then I'm just going to colour it in with alcohol marker, the Stampin' blends, because they're nice and bright and vibrant. Now I find there's the little bullet end, which is great for journaling. So, and then there's the brush end, which is great for colouring. So I'm not going to colour the whole thing in, but so just so that you get the impression. So I'm just going to colour in a few leaves. So I put the lighter colour on first. Again, you don't have to worry about it too much. Actually looks like I am going to colour the whole thing in, because it won't take too long at all. So yeah, just colour those in. Then you come back and add the highlight with the darker colour. So the Stampin' blends come with a lighter and a darker of each of the colours, so that you can get that shading going on. So I just put a little bit of the darker there, and then I go back over it with the lighter colour to blend it in, so that you're getting that kind of shaded look. And I don't take it right to the end of the leaf, so you can see, and just where maybe it hasn't blended in as well, you can just go over that again. So I'll just show you that a little bit up closer. Okay. And then we do the flower. So I'm going to colour in the flower. Again, I'm going to go with the lighter colour. So this is the Highland Heather. So we're just going to colour in the petals. And again, you don't have to, you can see I'm not taking too much care, but just a little bit of care to stay within the lines. Then we use the darker colour just as a little bit of a feature, just going up the petals a little bit. And then we go back over it with the lighter colour. Probably not coming all the way out to the end of the petal, but just so that it looks like the sun is almost shining on the petal. And then we can just go back into the centre and give that a really dark. So going over that a few times to really. Now, as it's a bookmark, I'm probably not going to put anything in the centre. So you could put a little gem or something in the centre, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going, because I don't want it to mark the page that it's going to be against. So now we can just put, if we want to, a little bit of green ink, just to sort of take that harshness, because we're going to matte it, take that harshness of the edge of the white, and then we can matte it onto a little bit of white, and then that will sit there. and that is done. So that's our little bookmarks. I hope you like them, and I'd love to see what you come up with. Please post them here because I would really love to see them, and I would love to see your comments, and give me a big like if you've enjoyed this little video. Okay, bye. Happy crafting.